Welcome investors. Ever seen your investor buddies going through all those complex looking annual reports and investor presentations? What is this? Don't worry, we'll uncover all that today as we tackle a critical pillar of investing wisdom, serious risk analysis. Think of risk analysis as a protection for your investments. It's all about protecting your hard-earned money from those unpredictable market swings. Unfortunately, volatility in the stock market is a fact of life. Changes in prices of stock are often sudden and unpredictable. So, shall we abandon the stock market completely in favor of safer investments? Absolutely not. With the right approach, you can weather this storm. That's because we earn returns and manage risks. And that's where serious risk analysis come to your aid. Markets by nature are risky. This can in turn affect your investments, which makes it important to know what can go wrong. As investors, we face common risks which we have to deal with. While we can't eliminate them, we can mitigate them to a great extent. Let's first understand them so we're better equipped to deal with them. The three main risks we encounter are macroeconomic risks, sectoral risk and company risk. Let's individually dive into each one of them. Firstly, there's macroeconomic risk, which is a risk to the economy as a whole. These risks originate in the economy itself and then filter down to sectors and industries which further trickle down to individual stocks. Many factors could cause this: high inflation rates, high interest rates, geopolitical tensions like the Russia-Ukraine war or the more recent Israel-Palestine conflict. Then there's also currency fluctuation. I'm sure you can see how these would affect businesses as well. You must be aware of such risks and plan your investments accordingly. Geographical diversification, where you spread your investments across multiple countries, or even if you spread your investments across different asset classes such as equities, bonds, golds, real estate, etc., may help mitigate macroeconomic risk to a great extent. Next is sector risk. Any sector you choose should be analyzed thoroughly for risks, as each sector experiences unique challenges and opportunities. A few examples would be regulatory changes, competitive forces, pricing power, barriers to entry, bargaining power with customer and suppliers. A perfect example of sectoral risks would be how the government suddenly imposed a 28% GST on face value for the online gaming and casino industries. This move makes companies from that sector very unfavorable and undesirable to any smart investor until the storm clears. Also, some sectors are cyclical in nature. In such cases, we find an upcycle for a few years followed by a down cycle in the next few years. As investors, we need to assess the risk cycle so as to not enter when it's adverse. Let's finally move on to company risk. This involves studying the internal and external factors affecting a company. We do this to judge how that company's financial performance is expected to be. Because after all, it's profits that drive up share prices in the long run, nothing else. Alright, let's seriously talk about what can go wrong when you put your money into a company's stock. Think of it like checking a used car before you buy it. You have to look all around for signs of trouble. First off, there's financial risk. We have to see whether a company's money is flowing smoothly and profits are consistent. And how do we do this? By studying the financial statements. If things don't add up and something looks fishy, that's a red flag. Then there's management risk. Here we study the team that owns the company and the team that runs it to see if they have a good reputation and if they know what they're doing. Next up, there's industry and market risk. Here we judge how stable the industry is and whether it has the potential to grow in the future. We also see how well our company is placed compared to others from the same sector. Then there's operational risk. Here we see how smoothly and efficiently a company is being run, its supply chain, and the overall quality of its products. Lastly, there's legal and regulatory risks, where we understand the harm a business could suffer if the rules aren't followed, or if the government often changes the rules in that sector. But what can you, as an individual investor, do to safeguard yourself from these risks? For this, you need to practice serious discipline, which is a topic for another time, but something you need to be aware of. However, as a rule of thumb, it's always advisable to keep a long-term perspective when it comes to investing, especially during market downturns. Minor fluctuations can be temporary, but reacting impulsively can lead to unnecessary losses. Assessing overall market trends and considering the investment's long-term potential is essential before you make hasty decisions. As a new investor, we understand that all this can seem a bit overwhelming. But don't worry, because Sharekhan's research team takes all these factors into consideration before giving you any recommendations. We help you assess, understand, and manage the risks so you can invest with confidence. Just to sum up today's video, we discussed the three main risks an investor faces, like macroeconomic risks, sectoral risk, and company risks, while looking at some specific examples for each of them. Further, we also gave you ideas on how to possibly mitigate them. If you're getting value from this video, do spread the word and remember to hit that subscribe button for more.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.